Hey crafters, it's Darling Craftolate or Raven here. Today's clay tutorial is a Jack inspired compact mirror. True story, I hadn't actually seen Nightmare Before Christmas until I was well into my adult years, and I have to say, I really enjoyed it even though I was a little bit older when I first saw it. I thought this mirror would be really cool to make, and I just had a lot of fun making it. If you love Halloween or spooky themed tutorials, please give this video a thumbs up. Well, let's get started. First, you're gonna need your clay. To know the exact colors and everything I used, you can find a complete list in the description box below. You'll also need your typical blades, sculpting, and blending tools, a rolling pin and or a pasta machine, and you'll also need a bakeable compact and optional some Bacon Bond and toothpicks. To begin, you want to spread out some Bacon Bond on the back of the mirror. I like to add this because it helps the clay stick better to a smooth surface, but you don't have to. Next, you want to roll out some black clay. I prefer to do this with my pasta machine on the second thinnest setting. Now you want to cover the surface with the clay and try to push any air from the center outwards. Trim any excess and blend in the edges. Also be sure to pop any air bubbles with a needle tool and blend it out. You should have something that looks like this. Repeat these steps with the other side of the mirror. This is what that looks like. Now you want to roll out some white clay thinly. Again, I use my pasta machine for this. With a straight blade, you want to cut out some white strips, and you want them generally the same size. Of course, you can measure these, you can make them wider, thinner, whatever you would like. It is completely up to you. Place them vertically on the black mirror, and make sure you trim away any excess clay. Keep adding stripes, and you should have something that ends up looking like this. Now you want to add Jack's skull in a bone color. The shape will depend on what facial expression you would like him to have. It is completely your choice. Use your molding tools to shape his eye sockets. I'm using a variety of ball tools and also my fingers. Then I rolled some more of that same color clay into a log, and I made a little bit tapered at one end, and this is just to add a more prominent arc to Jack's brow bone, etc. I did this on both sides. Again, you want to continue to blend and mold this until you get the shape you want. All this molding again and shaping just depends on how detailed you would like Jack. You can always just paint on the facial expression, that's completely up to you. To add more dimension to his face, I also added and blended out a triangle of clay for his nostril area. And then I used my tools to create the nostrils on more of an angle. You want to blend and smooth it all out also. Next, I used my needle tool to mark how I would like Jack's smile to be, and then I used my other tool just to make the line more defined. Don't forget to add some stitches for his smile. You can do some of these on an angle, you make some X's, you can do whatever you would like. Make sure you move on from the smile outwards, and that way it'll look a little bit more realistic. If you would like to add any more details to Jack, you can do it now. I'm adding some distress lines under his eyes, and I'm just going to check to see that everything's blended the way I would like. Once you're happy with how Jack looks, it's time to clean and smooth out your creation. You can use some acetone or rubbing alcohol and some cotton swabs. Be sure to use a new swab for every clay color. Then it's time to bake, and you want to do so following your clay's instructions. Once your clay is cool, then you can paint. I actually decided to add a darker bone color to his face, and that is just to create a little bit more dimension with the shadows and with his brow bone, etc. I kind of add this wherever I just wanted it to look a little bit darker, and then blended it out with a little bit of water and or my fingers. You do have this option to do it with chalk pastels before you bake, but that's completely up to you. Then you want to go ahead and paint the eye sockets, nostrils, and stitches in black. When your paint is dry, you can glaze. I recommend a polyurethane or a very thin gloss varnish and a soft acrylic brush. I did 4 layers just for more durability and just for a really nice shiny look. Let your glaze dry completely and you're done. This is how my Jack mirror came out, and I'm super happy about it. It had been a while since I made something that involved so much sculpting, so I was pretty proud with how this ended up. I think Jack is such a precious character, and I was so happy to finally make something with him in it. Thank you guys all so much for joining me for this tutorial. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. For more crafty goodness, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit that little bell icon if you would like a notification every time I upload. If you would like to follow me on my social media, all my accounts are listed on the screen as well as linked down below. Thank you guys all so much again, and I'll see you guys all soon. Bye!